and this reverberated to the public in a heated national discourse. The Honorable Minority Leader, as part of his statement, called on the Speaker to follow precedent and declare vacant the seats of 4 members of Parliament pursuant to Articles 97(1)(g) and (h) of the Constitution. The Honorable Minority Leader informed the House that he had come to the notice of the Minority Caucus that certain members of Parliament had taken actions that contravene the provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and 97(1)(h) of the Constitution. Specifically, the Honorable Minority Leader alleged that A. Honorable Peter Yao Kwache Aka, Member of Parliament for Amenfi Central, who was elected on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, had filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. B. Honorable Andrews Asiama Amwako, independent member of Parliament for Formina, and currently serving as the second Deputy Speaker, had filed to contest the 2024 parliamentary elections on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. C. Honorable Kojo Asante, Member of Parliament for Suhum, who was elected on the ticket of the NPP, had filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. And D. Honorable Cynthia Mamile Morrison, Member of Parliament for Aguna West, who was elected on the ticket of the NPP, had filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. In the light of these developments, the Honorable Minority Leader invited the Speaker to declare the seats of these 4 members vacant in accordance with Article 97(1)(g) and 97(1)(h) of the Constitution 1992. According to his submission, if these seats are declared vacant, the resultant effect on the composition of this House would be that the NDC would have 136 seats, while the NPP would have 135 seats, thus making the NDC the majority party in Parliament. This statement sparked intense debate in the House, with members raising questions of constitutional interpretation and the role of the Speaker in the enforcement of Article 97 of the Constitution, particularly in the matter of the vacation of seats by members of Parliament. It is therefore incumbent upon me, as Speaker of this House, to address these issues thoroughly. In doing so, I am simply applying the provisions of the Constitution 1992, Parliamentary Act 1965, Act 300, the Standing Orders of Parliament 2024, precedents, and established legal principles. The issue of interpretation and enforcement of the Constitution lies in the bosom of the Supreme Court and not that of the Speaker. And so I proceed to tell you my understanding of Article 97. Honorable members, at the core of the Minority Leader's statement are the provisions of Article 97(1) of the Constitution of Ghana, 1992, which govern the circumstances under which a member of Parliament shall vacate his or her seat in Parliament. The relevant sub-clauses of the provision read as follows. Article 91 states, a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. G, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent member. Or H, if he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party, unquote. Honorable members, my humble view is that Article 97(1)(g) and H operate to prevent what the old school refers to as cross-carpeting or carpet crossing, as witnessed in the early legislative councils and parliaments of the Gold Coast and the Republic of Ghana, respectively. Cross-carpeting is now part of what is referred to as defection or party switching, when a member of Parliament who was elected on the ticket of one political party leaves that party to join another, or when an independent member of Parliament joins a political party after being elected as an independent member, or a party member acts similarly. The concept of defection raises significant concerns about the integrity of political representation. When voters elect a candidate, they do so based not only on the individual's personal qualities, but also on the political party platform they represent. Party switching or defection, therefore, can be seen as a breach of the mandate and social contract between the Member of Parliament and the electorate, as it changes the political dynamics that the voters originally endorsed. The prohibition of defection, as reflected in Article 97(1)(g) and H, serves several critical purposes in maintaining the integrity of Parliament, parliamentarians, and protecting the trust and will of the people. The provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and H are designed to safeguard the principles of party loyalty, voter representation, and political stability. Defection is prohibited because it undermines the trust placed in members of Parliament by their constituents and can lead to instability in Parliament. These constitutional safeguards ensure that members of Parliament remain accountable to both their parties and the electorate, and they prevent members of Parliament from engaging in behavior that could amount to fraud or disruptive of the functioning of Parliament. Honorable members, it has been suggested by some members that the provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and H, which address the vacating of a member of Parliament seat due to defection, become independent during the term of a Parliament and pretend to be representing the interests of the people who elected him or her, or the party on whose platform he or she rode to Parliament, while paying loyalty to a different party or group of people with no immediate consequences. This is precisely what Article 97(1)(g) and H are meant to prevent. The provisions exist to curb, as I stated, defection, as it happens, not to offer a free pass to members of Parliament to change allegiance during their term and only face no consequences, even in future electoral cycles. Under Article 97 of the Constitution of Ghana, there are indeed different modes through which a member of Parliament shall vacate his or her seat, and these can be broadly categorized into two groups. The A is the one that we refer to as automatic or procedural, and the B is a matter of determination of fact. certain modes of vacating a seat happen automatically or procedurally, either through the direct operation of law or institutional processes. These are relatively straightforward and do not require external determination of facts. For example, the dissolution of Parliament, the election as Speaker, the expulsion for contempt, and resignation of a member of Parliament. The second category deals with others where you require determination of facts. And those are the other provisions. Please, let's listen to each other.
I did indicate that I have filed a process at the Supreme Court. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, the bailiff of the court had attempted to serve the process on the Director of Legal Affairs, and the Director of Legal Affairs and the entire legal directorate refused service because, according to them, there was a circular stating that they can only be served on Mondays. I saw the circular myself. Subsequent to that, I explained, hearing the intention of Mr. Speaker to come to a determination in one way or the other, the directed service, which is within my rights. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, Parliament was duly served.
Honorable Member, please, I didn't want to interrupt you, but you are the majority leader and the leader of this House. As at the time you were directing service yourself, you took the trouble of coming to Parliament with two persons who alleged to be bailiffs and went to the legal office to yourself, directing officials of the legal office to receive the service. You are a member of Parliament. I am the Speaker. It is my duty to protect your privileges and immunities. In doing so, I had a discussion with the Chief Justice, and we came to an understanding that in the meantime, the Chief Justice will issue a directive as to how service of members of Parliament, some officers of Parliament, and the Speaker could be effected. I communicated this to the House and discussed it with you, the leaders. We said that as we go along, my response to what happened.
A conspiracy between the Speaker and the minority to bring.
Already, you know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes. So there. Chief, it is a hanwa or no what an honeymoon.
One can't joke as no.
Tama we ni ba so ka se omu bie na omu nyina betima wura no o si dia joke.
So bra na de kwaso ntie omu nye joke.
Yes, very well. I know that the truth will. But who told you? Who said that you were here he was here early around 6? Who told you?
The NDC MPs, some of you came in.
What were they doing here? When they
3 or 4 a.m. and
what is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. It's a Tuesday, the 22nd day of October, 2024. By His grace, we are live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Speaker's declaration on 4 MPs, Supreme Court ruling binding on Parliament, legal experts tell NDC caucus. Make TVET central in Africa's development strategy, Education Minister charges African governments. Ghana Education Service releases harmonized prospectus for freshers. Who wins the trophy? 3 battle in tertiary business sense challenge final today. The Ghanaian Times. I just ended Made in Africa Skills Week. Replicate Ghana's TVET in Africa to address unemployment challenges on continent. Dr. Asamoah. MPP NDC set to tussle in Parliament today. Who occupies majority and minority seats? Ghana requires $15 billion over the next 10 years to implement climate change plan. Finance Minister. Accra High Court dismisses Bernard Mone's suit challenging disqualification to contest December elections. Daily Guide. MP's power struggle. Supreme Court order served on Parliament. Nana campaigns for Ayoko Botchwe's Commonwealth bid. $5 billion green gold agenda unveiled. Bagbin was wrong. Freddie blame. AMA DAS biogas partner to generate renewable energy. The New Crusading Guide. Afenyo marking defense Supreme Court's intervention. Kora boss leads green gold agenda. Projects $5 million annually from traditional medicine. Court dismisses Mone's suit against EC. Gadangbe's chase Mahama over Kenke and Pepe comment. I guess it's that season again of stupid and silly stories. AMA partners DAS biogas to generate eco-friendly renewable energy. I'm prepared to fight against Galamsey, Mama Africa. The Insight. Alan Chermartin says his victory in 2024 will ensure peace and prosperity. Tussle over Speaker Bagbin's ruling on 4 vacant seats. Akufo-Addo's cousin, Kwame Akufo Esquire, punches holes in Supreme Court stay of execution ruling. Towards safe, improved herbal medicine practice, herbal industry giants, outdoor Herbaceutical Society of Ghana. Fallout from ADB loan scandal. Kwewu Abetifihine is now acting Kwewu Mahine, Queen Mother. Israeli attacks on Palestinian healthcare amount to crime against humanity, warns UN inquiry. Recent incessant demonstrations could stall socio-economic development of Ghana. Amrahia Manche warns. The Daily Statesman. I'm coming with inclusive development. Baumia declares. Afenyo Markin won't join NDC's chaotic maneuvers. Gadangbe youth angry at Mahama over insults. High Court upholds Mone's disqualification by EC. Mining sector top tax contributor will record $11.55 billion. The Accra Times. What will be. Today be today. Ghana's democracy at crossroads as 2 majority caucuses enter Parliament this morning. Nandom Overlord cries to Mahama, come eradicate corruption in Ghana. National Service Boss commends Akufo-Addo. McDonald offers hope to Ghana youth, commends National Service Authority for enhancing entrepreneurial skills. Daily Post. Parliament's majority brouhaha, the looming constitutional crisis. Public sector services grind to a halt amid strike by PSWU. Parliament tightens security amidst constitutional standoff over vacant seats. December 7 polls Jane's Army of Women, JAW, or JAW, rallies women behind vice presidential candidate Professor Opoku Agyemang. Economy Times, 5 banks peg their lending rates above 40%. TD ranked 4th weakest in sub-Saharan Africa, World Bank. MTN Ayo Insurance fleeces customers. Business and Financial Times, banking sector urged to adopt advanced measures against fraud. MAFE board chair calls for urgent reforms of SOE board compensation. IEA proposes reforms to protect natural resources. ABSA Bank's vocational skills training program gathers momentum. And a feature empowering women's health, the story of Elizabeth, Amoa's special lady. Business and Financial Times, Japan Motor strengthen ties. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
Hey guys, so I got this app. It's called Ayoba. It's a chat app that helps me with beauty tips and cooking tips. A super app that feeds me music and the latest sports content. I even use it for my studies. And the good news is I don't need to use my data bundle because I'm on MTN. Chale, the app just did be.
Ayoba, the all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, read, play, pay and listen. Use Ayoba at no data cost on MTN. Download Ayoba now.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities, you don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Abramo Cheson, more from Tuna Mammy. Mammy from the Dupia, one of Mammy, I joined the autumn. Papa sometimes listen to this composed Sony B. Macatama in a chair Sony B. Teach them Bobia Sana. If you grab pad at a native Pampoyade in your beauty, more than 4. I'm seeing penny. Nti me wo je chesi na me jure ready to me wia me ba kwese adwuma na ada me peyede nti ye wo fom tinu ma wakada akufo adoti free SHS ba na me ready me da wase ti musumo to my de na be SS na ma aboche mu school ti me ba na sometimes for every say dey be school for you I am a day me bo sometimes musudama me ready ti afisu me be bo sumi nya hwe school ya school fees simple my Gary sugar na mirror na di puyo did even be at our school. Na katebo to school fees account. I'm the Biamakada Kufad Wamba, the obey president and a dollar free success, no that anything. None of me uncle no bad or both were here. Yen you be cut to work, seeing my manager at upper penny. Wa ma hye so ye wo papa kora na da obi ade ma ne ewu so. Ye nya kwa ye so aba school. Na ye ka hye de de nim yam de. Ye ngure yi ma sida. Ye bokod na ye so aboa ho ma ga.
Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Machasi.
That's a cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Jidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasa.
Kile Hossein. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling to Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enkoye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basi makura. Ama me kunu ni me into kwankwa. Oyiwa. Enye mo give us GC mixture and in the capsules. Aye num boom. En ho asem na mo kana. Ebua emma ene meme nyina. Ne ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be masima. Ya, we be bua wuku. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya na nim tisese ye oyi chokmo. Give us GC mixture and then a capsule. Achesa.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one and Quada when you feed you. Achesa.
Who are you? Who are you? Charlie, I'll be you from the future. Who doesn't sleep on that slice of bready poor mattress anymore? Don't some sleepers then follow me.
It is part of the mattress we did it from there.
Yeah?
That'll be the mattress where the dead go.
Wait, what are you doing? Wow! No damage at all. Not only durable, but also super comfortable. Come on, try it.
Nothing day like Ash Foam. Enjoy full body support and unparalleled comfort for a restful sleep.
Don't forget your keys.
Get the premium sleep experience with mattresses from Ash Foam. Visit any of our showrooms nationwide or at ashfoam.com.
To all our believers,
to the Niger Gunners of Globe Road,
all you Artetas of Africa, of Accra,
of Maputo,
of Oimbo,
the legends of legends down Lusaka way. We hear you.
Now hear us. Obrigado. Dalu.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
Welcome to Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where your future home is taking shape. Discover a community like no other, designed for families and individuals seeking comfort and connection. Enjoy a host of amenities, including a swimming pool, tennis courts, kids playground, and serene sitting areas, all designed for your enjoyment. Embrace the opportunity to be part of this vibrant community with flexible installment plans available. Your dream home is waiting at Rehoboth Palms, Ayimensa, where every moment is a promise of home and affordable luxury. Visit us today at 145 North Legon, Accra. Call us on +233 244 +234-764-499 or +233-204-950-810. For our UK clients, you can reach us on +44-190-853-3149 or +44-791-737-6631 or visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com to learn more. A community like no other. Welcome to Rehoboth Ayemensa.
Apomode wonsem yemfen diago enunti nese wonom edebapa nko a Exodus moringa capsules ene Exodus dandelion capsules efi Exodus ebusuanum na ebeboa wapomode emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa nanso se wonye to no a wo betimi anoma abom na ebeboa papa se wonom Exodus moringa capsules ne Exodus dandelion capsules eboa mamoja di efusani yie na fe ebusi wo immune system no na kweti ayarewa ahodo minimi ye se ni padodo na nim dia moringa etimi ye na dandelion so ye nim enunti ni nkasa bebre enye ma apemfo ana abatan a oma enifo ana abofra onya emfidumi Exodus ehua dance die doso.
The 8th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards is here. It is happening live on Friday, 25th October at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra. Time 6:30 p.m. prompt. Theme: the role of local content in building Ghana's energy sector. Special guest of honor: Osabiri Makwesi Atta II, the Oman Hene Ogwa traditional area. For tickets and sponsorship, call 030-3940-300. Industry partners: media partners, Metro TV, Graphic News Plus, validation by Forbes Mazas Ghana. Ghana Energy Awards, 8 years of redefining excellence.
More than 80% of global trade is carried by sea. Most of the products we consume daily travel through ports, making them a key link in the global supply chain. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is committed to ensuring the enhancement, resilience and sustainability of port infrastructure and maritime trade. Get to know which vessel is bringing your goods, how much duty you are required to pay and how quickly you can clear your goods from the ports of Ghana. We ask the relevant questions and elicit responses from the appropriate authorities. We interact with you via our social media platforms and put your queries across to the expert. Iron Port shows this and every Sunday live on Metro TV at 5:30 p.m. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by and powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Iron Port, transparency in doing business and building nation.
The law is pertinent to every aspect of our lives, and so lawyers must not be the backup plan for the rainy day only.
Nothing received from a client should be put in a lawyer's personal account until such time that the money has actually been earned.
It is very dangerous to perpetuate the theory that it is narcotics that leads to crime increase.
The relevance of the law cuts across our business, social and family transactions. Doubt this?
You can't borrow from somebody who's your client. That would lead to a conflict situation, and that's something that as a lawyer you must jealously guard when you are representing a client.
You have to register your Mohammedan marriage within 7 days?
Within a week of the celebration of the marriage.
So if you don't register it, it's not a valid marriage. Journey with our Law Express panel every week as we confirm the place of the law in our everyday transactions.
Under etiquette rules, a lawyer can terminate for non-payment of fees. So basically, if you don't pay your fees, a lawyer has a right to terminate your engagement.
The Bible is not a textbook like chemistry textbook. It's a spirit. There are no controversies. Righteousness is defined by God. What he says you are is what you are. There's no teaching in the scriptures that will be left untaught.
Join the Good Life devotion with Dr. David Binder on this channel to receive biblically authoritative teachings which will usher you into exhibiting the divine life here on earth. The Good Life Devotion shows every Monday to Friday from 11 to 11:30 p.m. Don't miss the special weekend edition on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 p.m. Life is good. Enjoy.
You know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes. What's there? Chief, it is a no what an
Strongest indication say yes, we are very occupied. It's up to the speaker. Orderliness in the chamber and the presence of Parliament. It's in the bosom of the speaker. You hear him say, "Obey size to me." Norma, be a cotorte. So Bonnie BCA was a speaker.
In 2% a man assuming from Parliament House, agent speaker.
Of course. Yeah, you're very between Makajo say, you're and to whom much is given, much is expected. In terms of the leadership of the institution called Parliament. And Ramos is unknown, I saw, or ensure orderliness. You hear him so very supported. You know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes.
He's a small boy. If he be the deputy minister, he's a small boy. He's a president. He should keep quiet. Otherwise, someone will handle Uganda. Otherwise, will try.
We are even like to say that we allow you to scan us. Because we don't know what they entered and planted there.
You know, whatever will happen, will happen. It's written.
He's a small boy. If you be the deputy minister, he's a small boy.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana Live on Metro TV. And it's been an awesome journey with Momo from MTN. 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. This is definitely worth celebrating. That's why the Momo at 15 Rewards is here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. Send money to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go on, download my Momo on App Store or Play Store to enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply. And if you're thinking of getting that toothpaste that will take care of the entire family and save you some money, the recommended family toothpaste is Kel 360 toothpaste. Is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Kel 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using Kel 360 toothpaste. It brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. You can call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. Right. So with me on the show this morning, I have the Director Legal of the NDC. And this year is also the chairman of a triumvirate. In charge of FTs.
Oh, you should not be listening to what's the name? Ferguson.
I have impeccable and unimpeachable evidence to this effect. God will let you do Jitama close here with me on the show. Director, good morning.
Randy, good morning, and good morning to your viewers.
I love your banners. The banner. You're not contesting any election, but I see your banners all over. You're always speaking at different...
Randy, this election means a lot to us.
So to the extent that even in some cases, I mean, the same time, let's say on the 12th, then Western region, Eastern region, the same person.
Multitasking.
Okay.
I've been seeing your protege, by your mentee. Ferguson all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's doing extremely well as well.
He has very strong evidence.
Oh, okay.
Yes, strong evidence, especially on the Trinity.
But he must know that he will soon be in contempt of the Director Legal.
He will soon be in contempt?
Yeah.
Okay. He's only fighting for the pensioners and retirees. That they also have entitlements.
Very well. They should accept it. Stop the busybody business.
Okay, I guess we got you all lost or something, but we'll be getting on with the discussions pretty shortly. We're expecting Kingsley Amoakwa-Buedu, who's also a legal practitioner and a member of the NPP Legal Directorate, to join us here on the show. But of course, the biggest story at this point has to do with what is going to happen in Parliament today. A lot happened on Thursday and on Friday in Parliament with respect to 4 members of Parliament, the Speaker's ruling on the matter, the injunction application before the Supreme Court's decision as far as the application is concerned, and what therefore what happened in Parliament today. A lot has happened over the weekend. We've been told that a lot of meetings and all that. We saw some new security measures put in place for parliamentary sittings and all that. But the drama has already started this morning. We're told that as early as 5 a.m. or so, the Honorable Anodompre was cited in the chamber, when in fact the security directive has said that nobody will be allowed to enter until after 8 a.m. I'd like us to take a look briefly at what happened in Parliament, or what's happening in Parliament. And we've also seen a large number of people who are actually clad in MPP T-shirts, massing up as far as the principles of Parliament are concerned. And so we'll take those shots and then we'll get back to the discussion.
Strongest indication say yes, we are very occupied. It's up to the speaker. Orderliness in the chamber and the presence of Parliament. It's in the bosom of the speaker. You hear him say, "Obey size to me." Norma, be a cotorte. So Bonibisia was a speaker in Trisu.
In 2000, a man assuming from Parliament House, agent speaker.
Of course. Yeah, you're very, but you know, my just say, you're very and to whom much is given, much is expected. I don't know in terms of the leadership of the institution called Parliament. And I'm running also my whole kind of unknown. I saw or ensure orderliness. You hear him so very supported. You know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes. What's there? Chief, it is a
already. You know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes.
know that the chief witness. But who told you? Who said that you were here he was here early around 6? Who told you? What were they doing here? When they 3 or 4 a.m. But who told you? Who said that you were here he was here early around 6? Who told you? What were they doing here? When they 3 or 4 a.m. He's a small boy. If he be the deputy minister, he's a small boy. He's a president. He should keep quiet. Otherwise, someone will handle Uganda.
We are even like to say that we won't allow you to scandals. Because we don't know what they...
The tone. You know his house? I can direct you to the speaker's house or his official residence. The speaker set the stage. If anything, if there is any, should there be any chaos, we should blame it on the head of the Speaker of Parliament. Because after Supreme Court ruling, we know they'll be having meetings with the minority. The Speaker has been having meetings. That is what is emboldening them to come out and say all the things they are saying. And the knee-jerk reaction, the press conference they held on Sunday, it was all knee-jerk reaction after the Supreme Court has put where the situation should be. But surprisingly, I'm surprised. The Ghanaian people should know who the minority are. They're just giving forth their true colors. It is the same courts that ruled in favor of John Mahama some time back. 2012. And they were in white and celebrating. The same court, not necessarily Supreme Court, but the judiciary, they ruled in favor of Atufosin. They were in white jubilating. What is happening today? Are we saying that we can disrespect the ruling of a Supreme Court? Well, we'll wait and see. The Speaker himself is a respected lawyer and a very experienced legislator. We'll wait and see what he will do today.
I know that the chief witness. But who told you? Who said that you were here he was here early around 6? Who told you? What were they doing here? When they 3 or 4 a.m.
You know how I work, how you operate in Parliament. You have been reporting from Parliament for a very long time. So if for anybody to say that I connived, it's a wild thing that anybody can imagine or put out. I don't want to glorify that kind of allegation. I came here as part of my duties. It's not only these days that or
All right, so those were some scenes at the precincts of Parliament this morning, and you also saw some of the footages from the chamber itself. Our correspondent Martin Meshrin is right there on the spot, and I'd like to speak to him about what is happening there. You've seen the issues about the Honorable Nob Dompre seated in there even before the 8 a.m. You saw the scores of NPP supporters in the party t-shirts and flags massing up in Parliament. We've also seen some shots that suggest that the NDC side have taken the seats reserved for the majority. That's the right-hand side of the speaker. which is something that was speculated quite strongly. Hello, good morning, Martin. Hello, Martin.
Hello.
Yes, Martin, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's happening in Parliament at the moment?
Right, at the moment, what is happening in Parliament now is that the side of the minority seat has been left empty. Now, both majority and minority members are all seated on the side of majority, leaving the seat on the minority empty. As to why it is happening so, we are yet to speak to any of the leadership. But let me also say that the proceedings of the House has not begun yet. Currently, we are waiting till maybe after 10. If Speaker gets in, that's where the proceedings of the House will begin. But currently, it is only the members of both sides are all trooping in, sitting at the majority side, leaving the minority seats empty. Not a single person is on the minority side. I can see Honorable Frank Anodon, the majority whip. I can see Habib, the deputy majority whip. I can see Dr. Keslatu Forsen, minority leader, minority into bracket, majority leader, and I can see Honorable Samuel Mills and some members of the minority into bracket majority members are all seated at one side of the House, leaving the other side empty. Currently, that's what is happening. And we're trying to get in touch with leadership to find out why both of them have missed and decide to sit at one side, leaving the other side empty.
Now I know that the seating arrangements, we normally have labeling of the arrangement. So we have labels, we have names and all that. Was that a situation this morning?
Hello, the line is very faint.
Were the seats on both sides labeled before the MPs entered this morning?
Wow.
All right, Martin, we'll get back to you. I guess that the point is that both sides of the House are seated on the right-hand side of the Speaker. That's where the majority side should speak. We'll get back to you, Martin Mashurian, for further developments. But gentlemen, this is where we are at the moment. Kingsley, there is no minority in Parliament. As far as the seating arrangement is concerned, both sides are seated at the right-hand side, which is reserved for the majority side in Parliament. We all know what has led us to this. Thursday, the Speaker made a ruling. Yeah, the Speaker made a ruling on Thursday, and then Friday, the Supreme Court also granted an injunction application, and the Speaker is yet to sit to start, but we're told that both sides of the House are claiming majority, so they are all seated on the majority side. I don't know what you make of this and how you think it can be resolved. Director Liga, is this what you advise your people to do?
Randy, I think that the matters go beyond just a simple question of
where to sit.
And where to sit. And for me, it's important that we put matters in proper perspective.
Right.
And once that is done, it becomes obvious that whatever is happening now could possibly have been avoided or worked out even more properly. Randy, why do I say so? If you recall, many years ago, like 1979, the PFP had 2 MPs, Honorable Owusu Champong and Kweku Bah. Upon entry Parliament, one of them, took the decision that he would leave the party on whose ticket he came to Parliament, and insisted that having taken that decision, he will remain in Parliament. And so from 1979 till 1981, when the coup happened, they remained in Parliament. So with that constitutional order history, when the framers of the 1992 Constitution were putting this Constitution together, they decided that wouldn't want a situation where a person comes to Parliament on the ticket of a political party, and whether by inducement, monetary or whatever, the person would decide that I am moving from my party to join another dominant party and remain in the House to do business. So in the superior wisdom of the framers, they now introduce Article 97 of the 1992 Constitution, which, Doc, in this specific case, forbids the situations where in 1979 it was possible for a person to cross carpet and still remain in the chambers. And so, Randy, if you look at the wording of Article 97(1)H, it says that if he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party, which is one of the grounds, or he left the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to join another party or seeks to remain as an independent member. So the Constitution is absolutely clear on what happens in those instances. It says you forfeit your seat. And once you forfeit your seat, you cannot remain there. Now, Randy, if you look at Standing Order 18 of the Parliamentary Standing Orders, Standing Order 18, I just want to read for our viewers. It says, quote, "The seat of a member of Parliament shall be declared vacant by Mr. Speaker. Under Clause 1B to H of Article 97 of the 1992 Constitution." So, Standing Order 18 of the Parliamentary Standing Orders, even though this is the 2001, it has repeated in the new Standing Order, the same Standing Order 18, which clearly gives the Speaker the authority and power, as it were, to do that. In fact, you will see that it uses the word to inform the House of the occurrence of that event. Which event is that? All the things enumerated under Article 97(1) had been fulfilled. So, as we speak now, MPP has an official candidate for Suhun constituency. However, the current MPP MP called Honorable Kwejo Asante has duly filed his nomination with the Electoral Commission. That is also not in doubt. As we speak, the MPP has its official candidate in the constituency called Agona West. However, the sitting member of Parliament has duly filed his nomination with the Electoral Commission of Ghana to contest as an independent candidate. That notwithstanding, if you look at the reasoning in Article 97(1)J, the Honorable Andrew Amoako-Esiama, came to Parliament as an independent member of Parliament. But as we speak, he's the MPP official candidate for the people of Formina constituency. So, with these uncontested facts, when the Speaker's attention was drawn to it by the Honorable then Minority Leader, now Majority Leader, Honorable Dr. Kisel Atuforsen, the Speaker, pursuant to his powers under Standing Order 18, proceeded to inform the House of the occurrence of those vacancies. Now, having taken that decision, now, and this is where it gets even more interesting. When that decision was taken, Dr. Randy, the NPP at that time majority were in the House, led by no other person by Alexander Fenyo-Markins. He marshaled his colleagues to walk out of the chambers. Nothing precluded them from conducting the business of government. They voluntarily decided to leave the House of Parliament without any hindrance whatsoever. Now, having taken that decision, it becomes extremely curious that the same people who voluntarily decided to walk out the next day now goes before a judge and say before the judge, and now here the justices of the Supreme Court, and this is what they say. This is what they say in the ex parte application. I just want to read. We refer to paragraph 8 and the enumeration of 6 grounds. 1. Ex parte because of the likely mischief being a halt to the business of Parliament, especially committees chaired by current majority leaders. B. Likelihood of current minority members doing everything in their power to halt business of government in these dying minutes of the period to 2024. The delay of government appropriation which could require the approval of Parliament. That the ruling amount to a denial of the constitutional right of these 4 constituencies to be lawfully represented in Parliament. Randy, curious. First of all, Randy, the double standards, if you read this, is so glaring, it's unpalatable. The people of SAR, Santo Kofi, Akpafu, Lipe, Lolobi, for the past 4 years, have been denied representation. The MPP do not care about those people. They are not Ghanaians. They are of no use to Ghana. The people who are of use to Ghana are the people in Suhu, Fomina, and Agona West. Double standards. 2. Randy, we were in this country when an MPP member took the duly elected NDC MP4 as enough, the Honorable Jachikwesin to court. And Randy, anytime I recount that case, I feel so sorry that such a thing can be visited on a Ghanaian. Look, Jachikwesin before the High Court in Cape Coast read the High Court that Article 94 which relates to owing allegiance to a country other than Ghana required constitutional interpretation. Randy, before the trial judge, when this argument was raised that there was the need for the trial judge to invoke Article 132, which basically says that in the course of any proceedings, if an issue of interpretation arises, that court must refer that constitutional matter to the Supreme Court. That was denied. When we went to the Court of Appeal, the same argument was raised. Curiously, Malene Senior Frank Davis, who represented the plaintiff in that matter, or petitioner, opposed the application for referral twice. Guess what? We now came to the Supreme Court for a certiorari application that the failure to refer that constitutional matter to the Supreme Court was problematic. Guess what? The Supreme Court disagreed with us on the constitutional interpretation matter. Now, the most curious aspect of it all is The very people who have consistently resisted any attempt at referring that matter to the Supreme Court for interpretation now issues a writ at the Supreme Court seeking for interpretation of the same provision. Curiously, and in a very extraordinary manner, the Supreme Court agreed that they can interpret that same provision. Now, this is where it gets curious. The panel, Randy, the panel, that injuncted Judge Question. 3 of the panel members were on the panel that injuncted, placed the stay.
Really?
Yes. The Chief Justice now, Mariam Owusu, and I'll get the last one, were on that panel that injuncted Judge Question. Curiously today, the panel now says, if you read by court, that one of the grounds on which they are staying the decision or the ruling or information delivered by the Speaker of Parliament is that the people in those constituencies will be denied representation. Listen, it says, applicant urge, let me even, the said 4 constituencies in Ashanti, Eastern, Western, and Central regions have been deprived of their basic democratic and constitutional right of representation in Parliament. This is what the Supreme Court is saying. When the Supreme Court injuncted Judge Question, for the first time since 1992, a sitting member of Parliament was injuncted for conducting his business in representing the people of Assin North. At that time, when the Supreme Court injuncted him, there was no issue of the people of Assin North being denied representation. Is it because in that particular instance, it was to affect the NDC numbers in Parliament, and so it didn't matter? Is it because that today, those MPs whose seats have been declared or now stand vacant, because they are NPP MPs, their people will be denied representation? So, Randy, when some of these things happen, the message is sent across that the principle of law that we know are not applied evenly. It looks like who you are. So the decisions are effectively ad hominem. It's tailor-made. They look at you and fix you. And you see, Randy, even more worrying is that, listen to what the Supreme Court said. That the applicant urged, and we appreciate, that the said ruling will also likely lead to alleged thwarting of government business in Parliament and plunge the due management of affairs of the country into possible disruption. What disruption? At this point, the Supreme Court is no longer doing law. It has moved into the realms of politics. Regrettably. And Randy, you see, if you, the more you go through the ruling by the Apex Court, the more worrying, the more we should be concerned. Because, Randy, look at what the Apex Court is saying. That the applicants urges, and we appreciate, that the said ruling would also likely lead to alleged thwarting of government. Has anybody stopped government from transacting business in Parliament? Has anybody done? In fact, it was now Minority Leader Afenyo Maki who asked his colleagues to leave the House. Was there any government business that they brought to the House that was thwarted? When you have an opportunity to do business and you voluntarily leave, how then do you go ahead and say, somebody else has thwarted my effort? So quite clearly, if you go through this ruling, and even more shocking, If this is what the court is saying, on the balance of the law, exhibit facts placed before us, we are satisfied that the duly elected representatives in question were not heard. Strange. Which one of the MPs went to court? Randy. Which one of the 4 MPs went to court? Was Afenyo Markin in any way affected by the decision? Did the Speaker of Parliament, did he make any pronouncement on Efutu, the plaintiff in question? Randy, on the face of the process issue, Afenyo Markin, Alexander Afenyo Markin versus Speaker and Attorney General. Was he suing in his representative capacity? The 4 affected MPs, none of them went to court to say our right to be heard was denied. So, on what basis would the apex court of our land now suggest, even remotely, that those individuals were not heard? So, you see, the more you go through this ruling, the more bizarre you see. And you see, Randy, I have always maintained this. If you come back to the 1992 Constitution, and Randy, I just want to read something. You know, the NPP has a constitution.
Yes.
Now, if you go to the NPP's own constitution, that's Article 9 of the NPP Constitution. I just want to read to emphasize a point. I place it on my phone. Yes. Article 9. This is what it says. The heading is forfeiture of membership. A member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party, or who joins or declares or supports another person or another political party, or for an independent candidate, when the party has sponsored a candidate in a general or by-election, automatically forfeits his or her membership of the party. Now, this, my senior here, is a lawyer with the NPP. Does it stand by this constitution?
Oh, please. For me to be introduced.
Oh, I thought the introduction. Oh, okay. So, Randy, look, if you look at Article 9 of the NPP's own constitution, and maybe today, my learned senior here will say he no longer stand by that provision. Because that provision is clear. It says that if you're a member of the NPP and you stand as an independent candidate, where the NPP has sponsored an official candidate for that election, you forfeit your membership automatically. That's the wording. So as we speak now, does the NPP not have a sponsored candidate for Suhum? They do. So when Kwejo Asante decided to file his nomination with the Electoral Commission to contest as independent, even per the NPP's own constitution, the person stands to have forfeited his membership of the NPP. And even for the NPP constitution, it says the forfeiture is automatic. As we speak, the NPP has an official candidate, sponsored candidate for Aguna West. So, per the express provision of Article 9 of the NPP Constitution, that Cynthia Morrison MP now cannot. But you see, Randy, if you listen to the Supreme Court and if you read, they suggest that the people will be denied representation, and that requires their intervention. Randy, the respected Professor Kluge, may his soul rest in peace, had this to say on how the court should conduct its affairs. And Randy, I just want to briefly read a portion of that judgment by Professor Kluge. So in the case of the Republic vs. Fast Track High Court, Ex parte Daniels, 2003-2004, Supreme Court of Ghana Law Report, at page 364. This quote is found at page 370, and this is what it says. We cannot, under the cloak of constitutional interpretation, rewrite the Constitution. Even in the area of statutory interpretation, we cannot amend a piece of legislation because we dislike its terms, or because we suppose that the lawgiver was mistaken or unwise. Our responsibility is greater when we interpret the Constitution. We cannot, and we must not, substitute our wisdom for the collective wisdom of the framers of the Constitution. This is the admonition from Professor Kluge, may he so rest in peace. Randy, why do I bring this? You see, the framers of the Constitution anticipated today, and they had a cure for today. So you know what they did? They provided two scenarios under Article 97. So they say, look, if all the events narrated under Article 97, any one of them happens, the seats stand vacant. Now guess what? Then they now went into Article 112 of the Constitution. And in Article 112 provided two possible outcomes in order not to deny people representation. So it says, where the events under Article 97 happens more than 6 months to an election, have a by-election and replace whoever that person is. So if you recall, in the year 2004, Professor Wayoseni, an MPP stalwart, contested the election as an NDC candidate in 2004 for Tamale Central. When he won and he came to the House, in 2006, he cross-carpeted and lost that seat. And that is what brought my senior lawyer, Inu Safuseni, if you recall. Yes. Good. You also have those scenarios. Now, if you pick all of these, the Constitution now says that in the scenario of Professor Wayoseni, where the events under Article 97 have happened more than 6 months into the next general election, you can have a by-election. So if you recall, the by-election happened and Inu Safuseni came and replaced him. Then the Constitution under Article 112, and Randy, I want to just read the Article 112. Article 112(6). I'll start with the 5. Now it says, whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurs, and the by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurred. Now, that is 5. Now 6. Which resolve this so-called legal creation that the people will be denied representation. The Constitution has a cure. So the Constitution says, notwithstanding clause 5 of this article, a by-election shall not be held within 3 months before the holding of a general election. So what is the court talking about? What exactly is the court talking about? The Constitution itself anticipated that there will be scenarios or situations where the events under Article 97 will happen 3 months or within 3 months to election. In those circumstances, you do not come and say that people will be denied representation because you can't even have a by-election. All these things are duly anticipated. Right, I'll conclude on this. Look at Article 99 of the 1992 Constitution. Article 99. It says, quote, the High Courts shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any question emphasis, any question, whether A, a person has been validly elected as a member of parliament, or the seat of a member has become vacant. What has the Supreme Court got to do with this? So, jurisdictional-wise, in the superior wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, they say, look, anytime there is a question, whether or not a seat, whether the declaration is proper or not, let the High Court make that determination.
But what do you make of those who say that, those who believe that what the Speaker did amounted to an interpretation of a constitution, and therefore the best place to go to is the Supreme Court? Whether the Supreme Court will agree with them or not, we don't know.
So you see, Randy, and this question is a question I've also heard. The makers of the Constitution, with respect, and that is why Professor Kluge says that, don't assume that they were unwise. Don't assume that you are wiser than they are. The Constitution itself says that when that question comes, so whether the Speaker was right in declaring that seat vacant or informing the House that the seat is vacant or not, it says any question that borders on whether a seat is vacant or not, the High Court has that exclusive jurisdiction to deal with it. And
shouldn't this question be answered when the Supreme Court hears the substantive matter?
No, it's jurisdictional. If you don't assume jurisdiction, how do you make consequential?
I'm saying that what we are dealing with today has to do with the application for injunction.
No. Okay, so the court processes are done this way. You must first have an originating action before you can predicate application on it.
Yes.
So, and this is where it even gets worrying. Afenyo Markin on Monday went to the court, correct? He went to court on Monday. As at Monday, the original rates.
Monday was yesterday.
No, not this Monday. I mean the previous Monday, last week Monday.
I don't know about it.
So you see, he first issued a rate, okay, on Monday. And in the rate, he was seeking a number of reliefs. And even applied for interlocutory injunction. So which injunction he claims he had served on the Speaker through the legal department. Okay. So, as at the time Afenyo Markin went to court, okay, the Speaker has not taken any decision. In fact, the Speaker, Atufosi had not even raised any issue.
He went to court for the court to stop the Speaker from entertaining any such issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, if you look at Article 2 of the 1992 Constitution, the provisions of Article 2 and how the article is worded, mindful that our Supreme Court does not give advisory opinion. Our Supreme Court deals with life actions. So, 2 says, a person who alleges that an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that or any other enactment, B, any act or omission of any person, be it inconsistent. At the time on Monday, when the then majority leader, now minority leader, went to the Supreme Court and issued that writ or filed that writ, the Speaker has not taken any decision. The Speaker has not done anything. He had only heard in the air that ABCD seats are possible going to be this. And then he rushed. So at the time he even went to court, there was no act or omission that requires the intervention of the court by way of Article 2. What is even more worrying, Randy, is that when on Friday they went to court, by which time the Speaker had now taken a decision, they didn't amend the original rates to reflect the current state of affairs. Because at this time, as at Friday when they went to court, a decision has already been taken. So what informed the original rate was no longer in existence. Different set of facts. And so you can see a lot of engineering in order to come to this ruling. And you see, Randy, I've maintained this 1992 constitution has survived longer than all constitutions since 1957 because of our collective decision to, as it were, shepherd this constitutional arrangement, where the impression is created that a group of people can elect to act in a certain manner and there are no consequences for their action. What it does is that it brings a certain culture of impunity, where today a typical MPP member feels that he's above the laws of this country because Speaker Michael Quay in 2020 can give the same reason. At that time, the MPP had a comfortable majority. So they were so short-sighted that they didn't anticipate that there will be a day where the numbers in Parliament will just be one difference. Said that if the Okwe decision is applied, its impact will be so negative. Today, when they are supposed to face the consequences of that short-sighted decision, then there's another intervention. Now, we should all appreciate that the bad precedent that we are setting, in order to make MPP happy, have the potential of undermining the current constitutional order.
Right. Okay. So we'll take a break. When we return, Kingsley Amwakwa-Boadu. As he has his laptop open, his phones and all gadgets open. I'm sure that he'll be ready to cite some authorities. We'll be back shortly.
The tomb. You know his house? I can direct you to the speaker's house or his official residence. The speaker set the stage. If anything, if there is any, should there be any chaos, we should blame it on the head of the Speaker of Parliament. Because after Supreme Court ruling, we know he'll be having meetings with the minority. The Speaker has been having meetings. That is what is emboldening them to come out and say all the things they are saying.
Already, you know that what he's doing. Why is another already sitting in there? When we were told that the room opens at 8 o'clock, yes. He's already sitting in there. So they are the ones who are going to cause the fight.
Yes. What's there?
Do you know someone who's making a difference in your community? Someone whose selfless actions and dedication to helping others deserves recognition? Then it's time to celebrate these incredible individuals on MTN Heroes of Change.
It's time to nominate those selfless individuals to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other cash prizes and be crowned MTN Hero of Change. You can also nominate a blogger or someone in the digital space and any of the media houses to win our new category of Digital Hero and Media Hero of Change. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055-141-1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now.
MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just the breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world, or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashform store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashform, feel it, know it.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
To all our believers,
to the Niger Gunners of Globe Road,
all you Artetas of Africa, of Accra,
of Maputo,
of Oimbo,
the legends of legends down Lusaka way. We hear you.
Now hear us. Obrigado. Galo.
Betway, the official global betting partner of Arsenal.
At Gold Key Properties, we don't just believe in building properties, we create experiences. With a commitment to impeccable design, luxury, and attention to every single detail across all our properties, we've transformed the most sought-after locations in Accra, including Cantonment, East Legon, and Airport Residential Area. As headline sponsors for this year's Mikasa Home and Property Fair, we'd like to invite you to join us and interact with us as you search for your new home. It's happening on the 2nd and on the 3rd of November 2024 at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. The time is 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for each day, and it's absolutely free. So come along with your family and your friends. We hope to see you there.
Krachi, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ba uye denwa.
Yala, oh mesi ya mfano ko mami buru wa.
Ayi mami go buru. Ko ni atele be ko. Bra, mumi mfano ko Dr. Ba ho. Dr. Ba no ya de. Bra, se pa ni nompemu adwuma sasabro sro Dr. Ba oye. Sai ni kemi ko na meka. Oh nompemu nimdi ono na ye expert nya zanfo no. O Accra eni Kumasi nompemu expert yen kan kire.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, safety is as important as the air that we breathe. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response One.
Hello Ghana, I'm Tommy Ananforsen. Our homes are our sanctuary. But safety is not all about locks, fences, and cameras. This is where Response One comes in. Their advanced monitored alarm system just doesn't record crime, it prevents it. In moments of danger,
Response 1's 24/7 monitoring ensures immediate help. With their theft protection guarantee, this is true peace of mind. I trust Response 1 to keep my family safe. You should too. Visit response1ghana.com or call 0302 Secure 1.
Response 1. Stay connected. Stay protected.
The 8th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards is here. It is happening live on Friday, 25th October at the Labadi Beach Hotel in Accra. Time 6:30 p.m. prompt. Theme: the role of local content in building Ghana's energy sector. Special guest of honor: Osabiri Makwesi Atta II, the Oman Hene Ogwa traditional area. For tickets and sponsorship, call 030-3940-300. Industry partners: media partners, Metro TV, Graphic News Plus. Validation by Forbes Mazars Ghana. Ghana Energy Awards. 8 years of redefining excellence.
Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, don't be say boys no one do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Just no deal.
I understand the hassle. Hope they come. John Mama, they come do the National Apprenticeship Program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, what is that?
John Mama knows say no be everybody way won't work for office.
Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the National Apprenticeship Program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this. I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing is say when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. Oh, that's be one waffle.
Another one waffle thing be say when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7 December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC. Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. So with me on the show, I have Godwin Eduji Tamaklo and Kingsley Amwakwa Wedu. But as a proud official global betting partner of Arsenal, Betway is bringing you way more with a new fan exclusive page. Place any bet on Arsenal and you'll stand a chance to win exciting monthly prizes from a range of Arsenal jerseys to memorabilia and more. Not only that, you also stand a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime play on the pitch experience at the Emirates Stadium. This competition ends on the 31st of January 2025. It's exclusive to Betway. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. And join the Ignite Media Group with our partners for a breast cancer awareness festival dubbed the Pink Clinic. And it's coming up on the 25th of October 2024 at the AMA Gardens near the Tema Station here in Accra. AMA Gardens near the Tema Station here in Accra. And it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. 25th of October 2024. AMA Gardens near Tema Station. Come and enjoy free breast screening, dental check, chair massage, and free general health screening. So bring your family and friends to share the joy of giving back. Get your pink on and join the fight. This is the Pink Clinic, the Ignite Media Group Pink Clinic. All right. Okay. I've also been told that we have
Mr. Frank Davis, the lawyer, on the line, and he says that he's been misrepresented by Godwin Eduji Tamaklo with respect to one of the examples that he cited, and so we're putting him on now to make that clarification for us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Davis.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I am good. And you?
Good. I'm good by the special grace of God. Yeah, I'm told that you have an intervention with respect to some comments by Mr. Tamaklo.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Please, let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Randiabe. Thank you, and morning greetings to your esteemed listeners and viewers. Mr. Tamaklo. Yes, I do. Please, let's hear you. Yes, good morning once again to your esteemed listeners and viewers. Morning greetings to your esteemed listeners and viewers. Eduji, my very good friend, yes, I do. Just cited. Yes, good morning once again to your esteemed.
Okay, Mr. Davis, could you please turn down the volume on your set? Or if you can step away from the TV, better still.
Eduji, my dear friend,
yes,
just made mention of the Supreme Court case involving Kaninfa and Jachikwese. Yes. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Of which I was lawyer, no doubt, for the plaintiff. But Eduji knows. He was almost always in that courtroom. And he knows that the justices of the bench who handed the ruling on the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction did not involve those he wants to mention. Eduji knows it. I'm surprised that he sits on radio and makes those sits on television and says that one of the justices, i.e. Asiedu, Jewu, and Asaridako, were part of that panel of the Supreme Court. But he knows it's not true. For his education, he knows it, but let me tell him again. The bench was composed of Doche, JSC presiding, all right? Tokonu, now Chief Justice, Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, Yoni Kolendi, and Mariama Usu, who upheld the application. Justices A.N.A. Dodgy and Amekache dissented. It was 5-2. So he should tell me the names of the other judges on this panel who were part of the Jachikwese case.
But, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Okay, so I heard Eduji mention the name of the current CJ, and then
he mentioned the name of the current. I've been listening since 7.
Yes.
He mentioned the name of the current CJ.
Yes.
Mariama Usu, and yes, he said one more justice.
Yes.
But he will supply the name later.
Yes, that's correct.
He should supply. He said one more justice on this same bench. He should supply that name.
Okay. So the two names he mentioned, were they on the panel?
They were.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But not the third he wanted to add. He said there was another justice. He was going to mention his name, but he failed. But he knows that Asaridako, Asiedu, and Jewu were not on that Supreme Court bench.
All right. Okay.
I mean, so why should he sit on television at his level and be doing that? Why should he be sitting on television at his level and be doing that? I mean, we don't do justice to the system by doing this. He knows what he was saying was a factual representation. But because of political leverage, he mentions that these judges were part of the panel. And he knows it's not correct. I have given him the names of the justices. Dote, presiding, Tokonu, now Chief Justice, Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu, Mariama Usu, and Yoni Kolendi in the majority. 5 of them. Dodgy and Megate JSC dissented. It was 5-2. So who is the other judge he wanted to mention?
So Mr. Davis, you have an issue with he suggesting that there was a third judge when indeed there were only 2 and not 3.
Of course, of course.
Okay.
No, but that is what he wanted to carry across. That these are the same judges who gave the rulings in the local application when he knows that was not the case.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I guess the point is well made. Thank you very much.
So I think in all candor and fidelity to our profession, he should in his own self retract and withdraw what he said.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Davis. Your point is well made. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Kingsley. Or yes, Eduji.
You see, this intervention is much ado about nothing.
Why?
With respect to my learners.
Why?
On this platform, I was clear that the injunction application had 3 on this. But I specifically mentioned the name of 2.
Yeah, but the impression I got was that 3 of the judges who sat on this matter sat on the education.
No, so
but you mentioned 2.
Exactly.
You didn't mention the third.
You recall that when I wanted to say the third one, I stopped because I had a ruling on my phone. So immediately I checked. I noticed that it was Maria Mowusu and her ladyship, the Chief Justice now, who were on it.
So maybe you should have corrected yourself and said
by saying only 2
not 3
on the panel. No, I will do that. No, please. But first of all, my senior Frank Davis must appreciate that the point I made is that her ladyship who presided, that is not in doubt. Her ladyship Maria Mowusu, who was on this panel, were on the panel that injuncted Judge Kwesin without the option that the people in Asinov will be denied. That's the principle.
And in fact, they were part of the 5 that agreed.
No, the 3.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were part of the 5 that agreed.
That agreed that he should be injuncted. Okay. So that's the principle.
So you are
I'm
juxtaposing their
making.
position
Look
then
at the
and now.
position then and now.
So there were
that's
2,
the legal
so there were 2, not
2,
3.
not 3.
Okay.
And that is the legal. And so if you intervene in this manner and say,
no, he's saying that. You see, but
first of all, he created the impression that I mentioned his lordship Justice I said on this platform. I never mentioned anybody.
So
where did he get the
So let's say, but for the intervention, there were people who would have gone with the impression that out of the 5 who granted the injunction, 3 of them were on the Jechikwesin case.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No. Then maybe I need to clarify just to say that only 2 were on it, and the same 2 were on the panel that
the 2 were for that argument then.
And I'm saying that today, at the time when they injuncted Judge Kwesin, were the people of Asinov not denied representation until the by-election?
Yes.
That's the point. And he cannot run away from that.
Okay.
I think you're now.
All right. I guess
he cannot run away from that. But even a more important point. No. He's still on the line.
No, he's going.
Oh, okay.
Because
you had 46 minutes.
Kingsley, let me hear you now.
First you said 30 minutes.
Yeah,
now you said 46.
I'm now speaking.
Kingsley,
9:46.
Kingsley, let me hear you now. Yeah.
And thank you very much. Good morning to viewers and listeners. Good morning to Eduji, my younger brother. And when he was doing his LLB, I used to go to the lecture with Dominic Ayene, my boss, and we used to lecture him there. Anyway, so I think I sent you a clip of the MPs dancing Agbaja in Parliament. You saw that. The MP of Soweto, it actually showed. I think that's the atmosphere within which you want to operate. That is the atmosphere. When people are heightened and Eduji was speaking and the veins on his neck, we could see it. Calm down, Eduji, calm down. Calm down. You see, this whole argument is premised on whether there's parliamentary supremacy or constitutional supremacy and whatnot.
Is that the issue?
Yes. The whole issue is premised on this. So that some are saying that Parliament are a law unto themselves and whatnot. I think we've moved, as a country, away from those positions. You see. Now, let's look at the standing orders of Parliament. All right. Let's look at order. Yes. Let's look at the 2000 version. No, because there are 2 versions. There's a 2000 version, there's a 2023 version. Now, you will see that the ruling of Speaker Michael Quay is based on the law, the orders as it was. Okay? And for that, it is not 18. It is 18 and 19. Let's look at that. It says, a member who desires to resign his seat in the House shall notify the Speaker in writing and under his hand of his intention to resign his seat, and the Speaker shall inform the House as practicable. 19. The seat of a member shall be declared vacant by Speaker under clause 1b to H of Article 97. So it's not 18, it's 19. Now, in the wisdom of parliamentarians, because they are the ones who make the laws, they are the ones who make their orders, they have now amended this, okay, to the current version. Let's look at the current version. Yes. That is 2023 version, which is what is binding, which they are using now. It says that vacancy other than resignation, 18. Reference Article 97, 1b to E, G and H of the Constitution. The Speaker shall inform, not declare. The Speaker shall inform the House of the occurrence of a vacancy of the seat of a member under clause 1b to E, G and H of Article 97. Why is that so? Let's go to the Constitution itself. If you look at Article 97 of the Constitution, 1992, a member shall vacate his seat. He, the member, shall vacate his seat. Now let's come to the G. If he leaves the party of which he is a member at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party who seeks to remain in Parliament as independent, or if he was elected as a member of Parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party. Then it comes to 99. Article 99. A high court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any question whether, and my brother read it, a party has been validly elected as a member, has been validly elected as a member of Parliament, or the seat of a member has become vacant. So, a person has been validly elected as Speaker and whatnot. A person aggrieved by the determination of a high court under this article may appeal to the Court of Appeal. So, the act of declaring, that declaratory powers, is not with the Speaker. So when the Speaker comes to declare those seats vacant, he has assumed the jurisdiction of the High Court. Clear. Again, it is for this purpose that Parliament itself amended that order to reflect the current position, because the order itself says in accordance with the Constitution. So this is clear. So we can actually go into Speaker Michael Quay's ruling to say whether we agree with it or not. But it in itself is predicated on an order which has been repealed by the current order. So if the Speaker gives any declaration, it is wrong in law, and he has assumed a jurisdiction which he does not have. 2. My brother also said that the Supreme Court, why, if this was supposed to come to the High Court, why the Supreme Court assumed jurisdiction? The Supreme Court, we already know this, as I said, has the sole jurisdiction for constitutional interpretation and enforcement under Article 130. It's clear. Under Article 131 and 2. Clear. So, where did the Supreme Court go wrong? And my brother Edgy also seemed to now go to the empaneling of the Supreme Court to even to suggest that because they were the same persons, there was something untoward about that. Until the intervention of my learned senior. Then he has now brought it to mean that he made to say that if the Asin North was disenfranchised by representation by their ruling, then why are they saying this in this instance? Now, the Supreme Court has a power to depart from its previous decisions, its previous rulings. Supreme Court has a power. 2, we cannot say that because
in departing, should the Supreme Court give us the reason why they are departing?
Yes, and they must elongate the panel.
And they did do that.
No, because this is just an interim application. We haven't gone into the substance of it. But all the Supreme Court is saying is that, based on these reasons, stay your hands. Actually giving them a time to also file, the Speaker should stay his hands, actually giving a time for them to file their response to this.
No.
So why are you saying that?
No, there is no repeat application.
Sorry?
There is no repeat. It's a substantive matter that they want them to respond.
Precisely.
So as we speak, this order stands as a valid order.
So it's great. I'm very glad you are saying that it stands as a valid order.
No, when I say valid order, has it been vacated? No, has it been vacated?
You are saying that it stands as a valid order.
Go back to this. This is the decision of the Apex Court. Look at it.
To abide by.
No, we're not there yet. What I wanted to understand from you.
But you've actually short-circuited it and said it stands as a valid order.
What I wanted to find out from you.
If it stands as a valid order, I want Parliament.
Chief, what I wanted to, I'm learning. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
You said that the Supreme Court can depart from its earlier decisions.
Precisely.
I know that for a fact.
Yes.
But in departing, must it not state the reasons why, although it held this position, it is departing from that position to this new position?
That position, as I said.
So in this ruling, did you see that?
Wait. Beside the stating that position, all right, it is a substantive matter that they do so. And in that substantive matter, if it's a constitutional matter, it's not even a panel of 5. It's not a panel of 7. To show that they are now departing in a substantive matter.
Are you suggesting that what they have done in this this decision with respect to the injunction, that what they have done is not final?
Of course.
Why?
Because it is an interlocutory, it's an interim measure.
Yes, but they have given a decision on it.
Precisely. But interim means interim. I mean, interim means interim. Because the substantive matter on which it stands will now have to be decided.
Yeah, but in taking a decision on the interim matter, they have departed
from an interim decision in Judge.
Yes. So why are you saying
interim?
That
interim. Why is the principle not the same?
How can it be the same?
So in this case, if they have decided that the people of Asino,
when you were talking, I kept so quiet.
No, I agree, but I felt that this is just for public. This is the constitution.
Let me ask you.
Because you, even in setting the panel, you have sought to twist this to suggest something else. And everything you're saying suggests something else. It's not right. We are lawyers before politicians.
No, but the two people are mentioned.
So the things that we use.
Why are you running away?
The rudiments.
What's the principle?
The rudiments of our training suggest that we do things in a certain way.
So Kingsley, I beg you.
Then you add your political.
Kingsley, I beg you, help me.
Yes.
In taking an interim decision in Jesse Kwesi, they upheld a certain position.
Yes.
In taking an interim.
That what?
About the issue of representation.
Yes.
In taking an interim decision on this particular one, they departed from that position. Shouldn't they have told us, given a reason for the departure?
You see, in a Judge Kwesi situation, they are saying
that was also an interlocutory.
They are saying that that party himself was not validly elected. In this case, you are saying that the person was validly elected. That's not an issue.
No, what's an issue? It's about
denying the people representation.
But the speaker, I don't know, do you want to join him? Do you want to go and sit here? So then let's stop.
You proceed.
Then stop. Okay. You can go and sit there with him. Or stop. Now, in this matter, the persons are already acting as MPs representing their constituencies.
But the education was also acting as MP.
No.
He was.
No. The very first time he was elected, before he was sworn in, he was injuncted.
But wasn't he sworn into Parliament?
No, so it was at the time that he was going to be sworn in that the injunction was granted.
So if
served,
why did so
LDG
no, but you said no, you see, so we don't
LDG go LDG go and sit there. LDG go and sit here.
Very well.
In fact, go and sit there.
Just take notes.
You have already talked about an Order 18 which doesn't exist anymore and build your analysis on that. It doesn't even exist anymore. So let's make progress on this matter. At the time of the person being sworn in, there was an injunction placed on him not to be sworn in. He said he would assume all responsibility of that.
But was he sworn in?
No. By the time he was served, he wasn't. It was when it was brought to his attention that brought the rancor in Parliament. Then he said he will assume that whatever comes out of it.
No, the question,
so whatever comes out of it is on him.
Chief, the question I'm asking is that at the time the Supreme Court took the decision in the interlocutory matter, had he been sworn in as MP or not?
There was, I'm saying, there was an injunction placed on him to begin with by the High Court.
No, my issue is at the time the Supreme Court took the decision, had he been sworn in as MP for Asin North?
But I'm saying there's an injunction. I'm saying there's an injunction placed on to begin with that you shouldn't even be there. It's a different matter altogether. There's an injunction from the High Court. You cannot swear this person in. Parliament had to go through one or two rounds before. In statu populari, he kept to stand there. We all swore together, but you are guided by your own thing. He said that he would assume any responsibility come out of it. We cannot transpose those matters and those facts into this one.
But that was
where the persons.
Was that the decision? Was that the reason why? Was that the reason the Supreme Court gave in going by the issue in denying the issue of representation of the people?
Was that what?
Was that what the Supreme Court relied on?
For this one?
No. In the Jechi question matter.
Yes.
Did the Supreme Court say that because he was injuncted before he was even
sworn
in?
Yes. Because that we must. How is it that?
That's the decision.
Yes. You see, how is it that a court has granted an injunction? You disobey it, and then you come to a higher court. The whole substance of it from then on was that having been, I think there was a contempt appeal.
No, I'm not asking about your opinion. No. I'm not asking about your opinion. I'm asking whether this is what the judges stated.
Andy, before even you make the substance of my presentation, which is not, I'm saying that judge questions issue cannot be transposed.
Okay, so
into
please move on.
Cannot.
So please move on.
Again, the Speaker, in assuming the powers of the High Court, made declarations which he does not have. An argument is being made that was service done or not. I don't buy that argument as well, because service is by Order 7 of CI 47. We all know. So the Speaker cannot...
Irrespective of if the CJ has given specific...
Yes, I'm coming there. Because, you see, if Order 47 has to be amended, it has to go through the Rules of Court Committee by a CI.
Are you suggesting that the CJ is not empowered to give administrative directives on
She is empowered to give administrative directives. Where it conflicts with a CI, the CI has sway. So, you cannot say that until they go through rules of court amending the provisions of service, Parliament should only be served on Monday, and therefore you will not accept service.
And the CJ,
that argument...
The CJ didn't know this when she was giving the practice directive.
There are several practice directions that aids us. Okay? I am saying that if it conflicts with a provision of a CI, the amendment of that CI must be through the Rules of Court Committee to amend that. Because there's a conflict. Otherwise, that is the law. I know if that is in no way saying that the CJ cannot give that. There are several things that we comply with, that we abide. Even in the setting up of courts on any day, Saturday or Sunday in a multi-people case. There's a directive of the.
The Honorable Afenyo Markin is addressing the media. Let's pick that up and then we'll get back to you.
We are law abiding. We have heard that our colleagues say they disagree with the Supreme Court. They've been using unprintable words on the Supreme Court. On Sunday, the minority leader, my respected colleague Dr. Forson, led the minority caucus in a press conference whereupon they told Ghanaians that today they will come and occupy our seats by their own proclamation. MPP, our tradition is a law-abiding tradition. Our forebears always use the courts to correct the wrong. Since 1992, our leaders have always used civil advocacy and the courts to ensure that we get the peace that we have today. On top of my head, I can recall the era where we used thumbprint ID cards and we used opaque ballot boxes. All these are things of the past today because of MPP. Today we have a very transparent electoral system because of the advocacy of our forebears. It's out there in leadership. The country is hereby informed that we will not give that lawless platform that NDC is seeking. We will not give them that platform. We will not give them that theater they so aggressively seek. Disrupt democracy and to destroy our nation. We know there are innocent people out there, innocent Ghanaians going about their business, innocent Ghanaians in the academia, innocent Ghanaians who are struggling to get 3 square meals on the table for their families. We care about them. We understand that there is politics, but we must do it in a civil manner. We believe that the appropriate thing is to quietly yield to them and wait upon Mr. Speaker. After all, the ruling was directed at Parliament and the Speaker, not an individual MP. Yesterday, the bailiff of the Supreme Court served Parliament of Ghana through the legal directorate. The director of the legal department received the ruling of the court. So, in other words, Mr. Speaker is on constructive notice, or maybe I should say actual notice of the ruling of the court. We have to leave it there and respect Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker has been part of our democracy since 1992. He's a senior lawyer. He's practiced in our court. And I believe that even if Mr. Speaker disagrees with the Supreme Court, he knows what to do. Suffice to state, at the risk of being repetitive, that we were not disrespectful of the chair. When the Speaker made his pronouncement and the majority caucus disagreed with Mr. Speaker, we didn't cause commotion here. We left quietly and told Mr. Speaker that the right place to express those grievances will be at the court. So we expect our brothers and our sisters on the NDC minority side to do the needful. But all would be for Mr. Speaker to make a final determination. The nation is looking up to Mr. Speaker. All his years in politics, this is
a crucial moment for him to add weight to what we have done to preserve the peace. MPP is for peace. MPP is for peace. MPP is for peace of Ghana. We will not allow anybody to disturb the peace of the country. It is a notorious fact that we remain the majority caucus of this parliament. You, the media, must add your voice to the advocacy to compel our colleagues to respect the fidelity of the law. I have heard a respected colleague on their side, Honorable Dr. Ayini, calling on Mr. Speaker to respect the Supreme Court decision. If that is true, then that's a noble call from him. Dr. Ayini is somebody I respect because of his respect for the law. I believe that moderates on the side of NDC will prevail on the hawks in their party to call them to order. So I would want to thank you for being with us. We are leaving this chamber peacefully into our offices. I wait Mr. Speaker's arrival, and if he calls leadership and we do pre-sitting discussions, we will take it up from there. But for now, that lawless theater will not share with them, because Ghana, our country Ghana, is bigger than any one individual. So we would want to, at this point, sing our party's anthem to let you know who we are. Colleagues, we are the new Patriotic Party. We are the new Patriotic Party.
All right, so you had the I don't know if now whether I should say minority.
He's a majority leader.
Hold on. The decision of the Speaker has not been set aside.
Yes.
Yes. So until
and that of the Supreme Court has not been set aside.
I'm saying that the Speaker made a pronouncement on the floor. Until we hear a confirmation of same or otherwise, what the decision he took on Thursday, in my view, stands.
Okay.
If it
but
comes
you know
to,
that after that, he still referred to them as minority, whether mistakenly or not.
Well, but my point, I hope you appreciate what I'm saying.
I do.
Yes, that until the Speaker comes to speak on the matter, by either affirming his earlier position or
stay in it.
Stay in it. Yeah. The decision of the Speaker is that now the MPP group is the minority, the NDC group is the majority. All right.
Okay.
Yes, so Kingsley, if you finish off for me.
To go ahead. Now, my brother Luigi also questioned the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court in this matter because of Article 99. But this whole matter is a constitutional interpretation matter. In fact, the processes filed in the court, which I have copies here, I'll probably furnish you with saying, it's a constitutional interpretation matter. Now let's look at Article 130 of the Constitution. Subject to the jurisdiction of the High Court in enforcement of fundamental human rights and freedoms as provided under Article 33 of this Constitution, the Supreme Court shall have exclusive original jurisdiction in all matters relating to enforcement or interpretation of this Constitution. It's so clear. The Supreme Court is so clear. So you cannot, you see, what my brother Ediji was waiting for or was looking for is that the lawyers for the majority would rather go through whether or not the seat is declared vacant. That will have to go through the High Court. You file it, they have 7 days to enter appearance, they have 14 days to file their defense. In that alone, that's 21 days. How many days to elections? Then by the time you go through all those preliminary issues, Parliament itself would have gone back, they would go back, everyone campaigning. There are very important issues that must come out of Parliament, including the appropriation bill for this election and several other things. They themselves are saying that, you see, in the manifesto of Dr. Bawumia, he said it's abolishing certain things. They have quickly come to say that in this short term where they assume they are the majority, they are going to use this time to abolish e-levy and some nuisance taxes. Unfortunately, this is laughable. Why? It is because they know, they themselves, Atu Forson knows, as a ranking member, I think he's a ranking member of finance, isn't it?
No.
What is he? He's been the ranking member of finance before, precisely. So he knows that any bill you are bringing to Parliament, which touches on the coffers, state coffers, it must come through the government. 2, when you have done this, whether it's legal or not, who is going to assent this bill? Cacophony all along. Cacophony. Who's going to assent this bill? The things that you would do in your capacity, in quotes, as a majority. You're going to say it's a private member bill. Because you know that it has to come through the government side. Private members bill is going to touch on the coffers, the state coffers. Who is going to assent it? How is that process even going to be correct? So all these things are the reason why the Supreme Court, in their wisdom, and I support them fully, because you see, the Supreme Court finds itself in a situation where they have to do their job. They went to the same parliament to be vetted. Parliament has vetted them, saying that you people are competent enough to occupy that onerous position as a Supreme Court judge. When we are teaching law, there are certain cases that are 400, some 500 years ago, like Pinel's case, that's 1609. And it is still binding us. So the decisions that are coming out of Supreme Court is binding on everyone, especially in matters like this, when it assumes a constitutional interpretation.
Let's quickly
we cannot.
Let's quickly go to Parliament. I heard there's something interesting.
What are these reports?
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. It's nice. It's fun. You're laughing. It's fun. It's nice. Are we off? We're not off.
Okay. All right. Just go. Kingsley, go.
You see, I think they are matching. That's now. It's nice. It organizes your base. Either this. You see, but when the Supreme Court has this position to interpret the Constitution and hold the two parties, and so that they'll become. We shouldn't be the ones who will be throwing stones at them and saying you are this and you are that and you shouldn't have done this, and we have a right to criticize them. In fact, they themselves welcome those because it makes them, you see, they're the reflection of the society. So, and they have their own predictions when they're coming out to decisions. All right. So it makes them weigh, and they have to weigh. That's the reason why, from district court to appeal court, you don't go through any parliamentary vetting or whatnot. But once they are jumping from that, you have to go through the people's representation to vet you to see whether you have the temperament beyond the legal acumen and whatnot to sit in that position. Once they've gone through it and they sit there, we expect that they'll do a good job. So when they come out with reasons that doesn't favor us, there are a lot of things that didn't favor us. We didn't throw tantrums. Let's not create in the public narrative domain that these people, we don't even suspect them and they're about to do this. Randy, I saw a flyer where her ladyship, the CJ, has been paired with a lady on your show. I know it's AI generated. I'll say straight to you. You keep on laughing and laughing and laughing. And then that person has been said that this is a spokesperson for a particular party.
Okay.
Things like that, they do not help us at all. Because the persons are the only of the three executives who are not voted for. They will stay there until they are 70. They will look at the Constitution, which is a living organism, and give life to it, to solve problems. So if they are holding that, let's hold hands. Come, I've given you the chance to come so that you file in the substantive matter. And the whole thing is about the substantive matter. File so that we consider it.
The Supreme Court itself, in cases like this, has not clothed itself in glory. And I'll give you instances.
Okay.
So, first instance.
Before you start, note that I think the Supreme Court has a spokesperson. All right? And so if I disagree with you, it will be my perspective. I will not speak on behalf of the Supreme Court. So go ahead.
First case, the suit challenging the president's decision on Dome level.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes.
Professor Azan, he filed a suit. He waited for 1 year, challenging the constitutionality of the president's decision on Dome level as Auditor General.
Yes.
They sacked him.
Yes.
He waited for about 11 months. There was no movement. 11 months. And he withdrew the case. The CSOs continued with their matter. It took the Supreme Court 3 years to make a simple pronouncement on whether the decision by the president with respect to Dome level was constitutional or not. It took them 3 years. By the time they made a decision, Dome level by age had already,
Randy, I will not say it's a simple
I'm not
decision.
done. No, please.
But I will not say it's a simple decision. It's not a simple decision.
So you're telling me that to determine whether the president's action in asking the man to go home was constitutional or not, it takes 3 years to determine that?
No, but I'm saying the word simple, to make a simple decision.
I'm saying simple within the context of 3 years.
Good.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
So unless you are telling me that...
No, thanks for clarifying it. But the way it came out as if to make a simple decision, as if it is so simple, their job. It is not that simple.
No, I'm just telling you that an issue of whether the president's decision was constitutional or not took the Supreme Court 3 years. They made that pronouncement at a time when it was virtually moot.
It was moot, yeah. Continue.
If you take the issue of the powers that the president exercised when COVID came, those emergency, somebody went to court. There were people who were affected, went to court challenging the constitutionality of that issue. There were people who were affected by the exercise of that power by the president. Some jail, some fines, some whatever. Now, the Supreme Court decided to pronounce on the matter when even the exercise of that thing and COVID and everything elapsed. And this was something that was done at the time. People believed that, look, this was unconstitutional. Determine this matter. They determined the matter at the time when it was even moot. At the time when it was moot. There are 2 or 3 other examples. I've written all of those things down that I can give you. So when I say that the Supreme Court itself, in some of these things, has not clothed itself in glory. Now, the third example. You remember the LGBTQI1?
Yes.
Okay. There was a substantive matter. And then you had the issue of the interlocutory.
Judge.
Yes. When the issue of the decision on the interlocutory came up, and everybody went to court, expecting the decision, like what we got from the Supreme Court on Friday. The CJ said that she had decided that they would defer that decision to the substantive matter because they are related.
Yes.
So the decision of whether the injunction on Parliament and others will be determined or not, after all the arguments and everything, she said no, she won't do it, but they will wait for this other matter. In this same case, this current issue that we are talking about, in that case, we do not see the need to put the two together. But we've decided that let's give a separate decision on it. It gives disturbing signals.
No.
Why no?
Because, you see, the Supreme Court has to determine what it deems as urgency.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is different from what is important.
What do you mean by what you're saying?
What is important? All these matters you're talking about is important to the extent that it set precedents. The sacking of the Auditor General, whether the right means has been adopted. The fact that
if you were
Randy,
if you were level, no,
you are doing the same thing you were doing.
No, Kingsley, if you were level and you have 2 years to go on retirement,
yes,
and the president sacks you from your job, and there's a court action asking the court to intervene with respect to the president's decision as is unconstitutional. And Kingsley, please address what I'm saying. And the court decides that whether it is of urgency or importance, it will wait until your retirement has lapsed before it pronounces on the matter. How would you feel?
That you are bringing my feeling into this discussion.
No, I'm saying if you were the party in the matter, how would you feel?
My feeling into this discussion. That's not how it is done.
I said if you were party in the matter, how would you feel?
But
will you believe that justice has been done?
You want me to bring my passion, my feeling, whether it's properly arrived at or not. It will result in someone standing on some platform somewhere, daring the CJ on a political platform, and you think that was right? We shouldn't talk about
what has this got to do with political
because
platform?
Because you say, how would you feel? You're talking about emotions.
Because you were speaking about Kingsley.
Let's discuss this matter.
Kingsley,
yes.
You were speaking about importance and urgency.
Precisely.
And I'm giving you an example.
Precisely. And I'm saying that
my rights are being trampled upon.
Precisely.
The Supreme Court takes 3 years to determine the urgency or importance
of that decision that came out. Did he lose any of his entitlements, his salary, anything? Did he lose that?
He lost his job.
No. The Supreme Court said that he's not. That thing was wrong. So he's entitled to his entitlement. Everything.
He's entitled to what?
But the job that he was doing.
Yes.
What is he being? What is remuneration?
Are you saying that the fact that if he were paid a remuneration,
yes,
that means that he's not lost anything?
That's the point I'm making. That instead of us looking at how the Supreme Court work, you are bringing in the passion and who will be happy if this thing happens to the person? Who? Nobody. But that is not how you judge how the Supreme Court should. The Supreme Court should not factor your emotions, however it is, and my emotions, and how will we resolve this matter?
What is emotion about this?
But you are saying how would you feel? You're asking me how I will feel.
Yes, how you feel if your rights are trampled upon.
That is not the measure of how the Supreme Court should be acting.
So what should be the measure?
And then that's why you didn't allow me to lie.
So what should be the measure?
You see,
yes,
the Supreme Court has to determine what is urgent. All matters before Supreme Court are important because they create precedents.
Yes.
So the next person coming knows that you can't go this way.
Not just precedent. It must cure. It must cure a wrong.
Randy, now you're presenting it together with me.
No, I am shocked that
you're adding more to my words without leaving London.
Please go on. Please go on.
Randy.
No, please go on.
Randy.
No, please go on. I'm shocked. To be honest, I'm shocked that
but allow me to. No, you cannot be shocked. No, you cannot be shocked. You see, the Supreme Court has to determine what is urgent.
Okay.
Which is different from what is important.
Okay.
So if the Supreme Court determines that this is so, and even the application is most of the matters you talked about are substantive matters. This is an interim application to solve an issue. They are two different things.
So the LGBTQ one.
Yes.
Was that not an interim application?
To do what?
To solve an issue, to deal with the impasse between the executive and the legislature. When the Supreme Court decided that it will not give any ruling on the interim application, but they will rather wait.
Why do you think the Supreme Court did that?
They gave their reasons.
Why? Yeah, but the reasons are germane, aren't they?
How germane are they?
They are germane because you just said that to solve a problem.
Yes.
So if that solves a problem.
Which problem did it solve?
What problem did it solve? When they refused to grant.
Energy, you are not the arbiter here.
Oh, no. It's not the monologue.
The arbiter here.
It's supposed to be.
When it was your turn.
No. I mean,
when it was your
you have even gone beyond your turn.
What? You see, now you are determining.
Now you have gone beyond your turn. But you
what
see,
is my turn?
But you say,
no, let him finish. Please let him finish.
Randy.
No, please let's let him finish. Kingsley, please finish.
So the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to determine this. My learned, very, very honorable learned senior, if you look at the law report and some of the things these guys who are now sitting in Parliament have done, the Speaker, superb lawyer, honorable, he used to be the Minister of Interior, what's his name again? Ambrose Derry, those people. Before you now have Jogate and Co. Superb lawyers. They know the law. It is my respectful and humble prayer. Please, Mr. Speaker, respect what the Supreme Court has said. They are doing their jobs. Let us not keep on bastardizing the Supreme Court for what we perceive as them not doing a good job. I agree with you that if I bring my matter to court and it's taking 3 years to determine, it's not a good thing. I agree with you on that. It doesn't mean that that rather which we are not happy with should not be the precedent upon which every other thing to be done. No. If the Supreme Court has acted timeously in this matter, it is proper because we already know that 3 months to the term, to the election, you can't even, you are reading it, you can't even hold an election, a by-election. A lot of important bills have to be played for them to become acts.
So build consensus. Why
sorry?
can't you build consensus?
Yes. In that was coming there. In that case, you see, I started with this, that I have given you the MP for Sotom from my party and his friends from NDC dancing Agbaja on the floor. All right. Now we just showed people dancing. I think that will be NDC people dancing and saluting, or marching and saluting. At the end of this, all this push and pull and whatnot. When matters like this happen, the leadership and the elders sit down. Enough of all these things. The leadership sit down and build consensus. Let's move on. Because, you see, we are not looking at just the parliamentarians and that. We are looking beyond that. I could quote a lot more law here. But we're looking beyond that to see what is good, what is in the interest of Ghana between now and the 6th of January. When the 9th Parliament now is sworn, what is in the interest of Ghana? Let us all reflect on this and then build consensus and move ahead. Let us not make it, and I was so happy when that thing was going on. I was so very happy when the person I was supposed to meet here is my brother Ediji, because we have to build consensus and move forward.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
If you are an MPP or NDC MP,
yes,
and you know that by the constitution of your respective parties, if your party files a candidate, an official candidate for an election, and you also support another candidate or file to contest, other than being the person who is the official representative of your party, you automatically forfeit your membership of the party.
Okay.
And that there are implications of forfeiture of membership of your party as far as your position as member of parliament is concerned. And you still go ahead and you do this. What does it mean?
Echo, please. Stop the echoing.
I didn't know consequences.
Yeah, stop the echoing.
Kingsley.
See, that is even the reason why there has to be a constitutional interpretation.
Why?
Because all you are saying is concerning the 9th Parliament. We're dealing with the 8th Parliament. And because this aspect of it...
What concerns 9th? Well, what is it?
It is their intention to stand as members of Parliament or independent
When your party in 2020 wrote to no, hold on. But I'm saying that when your party wrote to Michael Quay,
until you stop.
When your party wrote to Quay, was it wrong?
In the next Parliament.
Yes.
In the next Parliament.
So Kingsley, in the year...
In the next Parliament.
Hold on, Kingsley.
Now, let me...
he's asking you a question.
Oh, yeah,
he's asking you a question. Answer the question.
Kingsley, in the year 2020...
Wait.
Listen to the question.
In the year 2020,
yes,
the NPP
yes,
officially wrote to Parliament. In fact, it was in November.
Thank you.
November.
Thank you. I like the way you've done it.
In November.
Yes.
And in that letter, the NPP says to Parliament that by our constitution, they quoted the relevant article.
Yes.
To the extent that we have an official candidate for the election, and this person who is MP for this constituency has filed as an independent candidate in that election, by the operation of this article in our constitution, he has automatically ceased to be a member of the party.
Yes.
We are by this asking you to declare the seat vacant. What did the MPP mean by that? He was going to contest. He was going to contest the election as an independent candidate
Yes.
for the 8th Parliament, not the 7th Parliament.
Exactly.
But the MPP's decision and their position on the matter was that, to the extent that the party has an official candidate for the election to determine who comes into the 8th Parliament, but he in the 7th Parliament has also filed to be an independent candidate in the 8th Parliament, he has forfeited his membership of the party.
Yes.
And therefore no longer deserves to serve in the 7th Parliament.
Great.
And therefore, Parliament must declare his seat vacant.
Great. So, the first distinguishing factor is that for that, the MPP wrote a letter, formal letter, to Parliament. It is not that I have gone to see that you have filed this and that, and therefore, that is the situation.
They didn't write on the basis of any provision in law.
No, they are a party. They're the party.
No, I'm saying they didn't write.
The general secretary.
They didn't write in accordance with any provision in law. There's no law which says.
I am saying that the general secretary of the party himself wrote on the letterhead of the party signing that this person is no more a member of my party.
As a result of what?
Whatever is a result of.
It's important.
That is an internal matter. Now, I just read the constitution to you that if he, the member of parliament, does it, he shall. It didn't say someone should declare it.
If what?
I've just read Article 90.
Which says what? Yes.
That the person shall vacate his seat.
Which person?
The person who has now.
But in the case of Fomena, did he vacate his seat? He didn't vacate his seat.
But we are going back to we're going back to the same issue, where it is the party that wrote based on.
Is the party the person?
Sorry?
Is the party the person?
Randy, you are not allowing me to
Article 97.
And for the viewers, for the rest of the viewers, it's an argument we are having. That's not the case.
Because what I was trying to situate is that you say that any actions by these four has to do with the next parliament.
Exactly.
Hold on. It has nothing to do with this parliament.
Exactly.
And I'm referring you to an issue that occurred in 2020.
Remember that even this, my view, is a reason why they are seeking interpretation in the Supreme Court. Even this, my view, is the reason why they are seeking.
So, are you saying that your party in 2020 erred, and that the speaker in also tolerating it and taking that decision also?
When I started, I said that we can go into the speaker's ruling, the authenticity of it, the rightness of it or not, but it was predicated on a different, on the 18th from now. Now, because even in that instance, this question I said, Ayega himself, said he disagreed with it. The then leader of the majority, Honorable Chairman Sabusu, also disagreed with it. Now, let me take you back to the first and second parliament under the fourth constitution. There was Moses Mabenga Bukari. I think he was an MP for Saboba, right? And unfortunately, I have to make reference to this the reason why it happened. There was this Agomba Konkomba issue. Okay. And he seems to have made some comments. No, ABF Husseini made some comments, which I don't want to repeat. And then he also responded.
Okay, it was Ibn Chambers.
Sorry?
It was 1995. He responded to a statement made by Ibn Chambers on the floor.
Yes. But he was asked to retract and apologize. Because ABA 1 is older than him. And then I think
ABA was not in parliament.
No, it was between.
I said Ibn Chambers, it was 1995. ABA Hussein was not in parliament, yes.
Whatever the case may be. They said that if he is not, and he said if he is not retracting and apologizing, then he's withdrawn as a member of parliament.
They threatened to suspend him.
Yeah, but it was the advice of the Attorney General then, who said, whether he's sacked or not, it does not affect his position as a member of parliament.
How is that related to this issue?
Right?
How is that related to this issue?
At that time, this speaker was the head of the constitutional.
No, how is this? How are the facts related? How are the facts related?
If you will not allow me to land, how would you even get the facts so that you see it relates?
No, you've given us the facts. I just want to see how it's related. That's all.
I am saying that even then, when they sought to sack him,
yes,
they said it does not affect his position.
But there are no grounds to sack him.
Article 97 provides the grounds.
But the party can sack him.
Please, where is that?
They can sack him for what? In the
no,
party's
where is it in
constitution, it gives
97?
grounds.
Yes, but the party can sack him.
Without a reason.
Read
whether there's a reason or not, the party said if he doesn't do so, he should be sacked.
So why did the party receive this decision?
Because they said it will not affect
his
position as a party, as a MP. That was what was said. The same time, Right Honorable and Balbin was the member of their constitutional committee. When, and you agree with, he agreed with that. When Speaker Michael Quinn gave his ruling, he disagreed with it.
Who disagreed with it?
Right Honorable Balbin.
He disagreed. It's in the Hansard.
We'll go for the Hansard and find it.
No,
now,
you are alleging, so
now,
you must give us the
How is it that you would take a position, all right, where there are two rulings, and say
which
that
which are the two rulings?
Where there are two situations, let me put it that way. There are two situations. When there's a situation about Moses.
It's not related, Kingsley, with the greatest respect.
No.
The Moses Mabenga issue is not related to this at all. Please, don't draw any parallels.
I'm not drawing parallels.
There's nothing. Don't.
How is it that he would not accept Speaker Michael Quinn's position?
He didn't. In his ruling, he said that he's not bound by it. He said it.
Yeah, but you say you're not bound by it, and then you do the same thing. Which in practice, what is that? What has he done? In practice, you have done the same thing.
He says that he's not bound by a previous decision.
He's saying that he's not bound by it.
Yes.
He still achieved what the previous one was.
Yes.
So in effect, he has done the same.
Yeah, but he didn't say that he's doing it because
whether he's
that was earlier decision.
I'm saying that he still achieved the same thing.
All right.
Randy, I think that you see these matters we should situate it properly. Look, I just read Article 9 of the.
By the way, I'm putting you on notice. All the heckling is always I'm going to do everything.
I just read out the MPP's own constitution, Article 9. It says that once the party has an official candidate and you put yourself out as an independent candidate, you cannot at that same time remain an MPP member so that it will not look like MPP has two candidates in the same election.
Precisely.
And in this case,
in the same election,
Morrison has done same. Asante has done same. And so, in 2020, when then MP for Formina, if you recall, even the president went to Formina and said he will not work with him. Now, Esiama, Menowakasa, you could see. And so, applying by parity of reasoning, that same principle, and you see, Randy, like I pointed earlier, MPP members have this feeling that they can eat their cake and still have it. And that is what has created this problem. A group of people who believe that they are not accountable to anything. Look, this morning, my senior here made the point that, when the Supreme Court injuncted Jachikwesi, they did that with the view that the High Court has already injuncted him. Look, that's completely false. My senior, Frank Davis, again, was the one who issued the writ, a fresh writ, seeking interpretation, and on it, they brought an application for injunction. If, per your claim, there was a subsisting injunction order against him, were they in the Supreme Court enforcing that order? Were they in the Supreme Court seeking to enforce the High Court order? Was it a contempt application? So please, why are we doing this? You know that this is it. But the whole thing is that we are MPP. We can have our way.
How? So you're not asking...
We are MPP. We can have our way. And you see, Randy, it was the New Patriotic Party that wrote to Speaker Okwe.
Exactly. In this case, has the New Patriotic Party written We haven't.
You see,
you are instead of
the only reason why
you are talking about intention.
So when
a
person
not
Randy, as
in the Supreme Court for them to determine it.
Randy, as
it's not going by
has nomination been filed?
Letters from the party. You are going by some nomination has been filed as your evidence. Come to court and present it.
Has Esiama filed his nomination
and you are
with the Electoral Commission?
So now you are,
yes.
Apart from constituting yourself as a High Court, you have now constituted yourself as a Supreme Court again.
Has Cynthia Morrison not filed her nomination as an independent candidate? Yes, she has. Meanwhile, the MPP has a candidate.
To the Supreme Court.
And listen.
That is the forum for discussion.
Even at the time. Even at the time the MPP went to Speaker Okwe in 2020, remember it was even November, close to the election, when Okwe gave that decision. Today, the same principle, suddenly, principles don't matter.
The exception is that there's no letter from the MPP.
No, but even your own constitution says that you don't even need to write a letter. They say the person forfeits his membership automatic. Now, when somebody forfeits something automatic, does it require writing a letter?
The speaker now goes into the respective party's constitution and use that as a basis.
But I thought it was brought to the speaker's attention on the phone.
By Haruna, isn't it?
No.
By NDC.
No.
You
see.
No, yes, by NDC.
No, but listen.
It's not by NDC.
What he did was
Speaker, if it respects, if it concerns
the four are not only MPP.
Yes, but if it concerns NDC, NDC must have its say on the matter. No MPP.
How?
Now reading NDC's constitution and using that as an argument on the floor of Parliament, then the speaker rules on that. If the person himself is saying that this means that we must go and interpret whether it's futuristic or not, it so makes sense that okay, let's go interpret it. Let's go for interpretation of that. And the other author said because the constitution is also
so what do we want? What do we seek interpretation on or for?
To interpret.
So you don't even believe your own Article 9 of the MPP constitution. You no longer.
Let me hear something. What are we seeking the interpretation?
As I said,
Kingsley, what are we seeking the interpretation on?
On what the Article 97 is saying, especially the G. Is it futuristic or the current Parliament?
So that's what you want.
Amongst others, because I could go on and look at several things, but I think this time is on our side. Amongst others, this is the process. Fact. Why can't we wait for that to be determined? It's as simple as that. Let that be determined. In any case, if I feel that there's a matter in the Supreme Court, my hand has been restrained, I will actually ask for abridgment of time. Thank you. You are actually giving the proper legal term. So that we deal with the matter quickly.
But can the Supreme Court, Supreme Court suo motu, decide that on the basis of this, the importance of this matter, we are going to sit and within 3 days or 5 days decide on this matter?
The Supreme Court.
I'm asking
if the Supreme Court it can. Why am I saying brother? Took the Zanato case to court. The Supreme Court, in interpreting the constitutional provision, now you can assume jurisdiction from the High Court and determine the matter. Simple.
Yes.
Simple.
Yeah. So why wouldn't they do so?
Yeah, but they can't, in this instance, they can't do so without the input of the Speaker and Parliament. They haven't filed, so they have to. That's
why can't they? I'm saying that can the Supreme Court say that? Look, in view of the seriousness or importance or urgency of this matter, we want to deal with the issue in 1 week.
Yes,
so we're asking all parties to file within 48 hours.
I think they've given them the time to file.
So,
at this moment in time, it would be very wrong for the Supreme Court to make a determination. No, they can't. We must, the same audio pattern that they use against the four constitutions, you must give the same to
which audio pattern
to the Speaker. I know the two of us.
Which audio pattern?
The two of us are the friend. Asked for the Speaker, I think. I'm expecting some serious legal arguments for
No. You see, you don't create a mess and say, come and cure it with a legal argument.
What is a mess?
In your own practice. No, in your own practice. When was the first time?
Interpretation.
No, you see, Randy,
he should come
in his practice as a lawyer. When was the last time you saw the Supreme Court grant an ex parte injunction? When was the last time?
When was the last time the Supreme Court assumed the jurisdiction of the High Court? In the middle, we have state proceedings, go and get interpretation, come back, let's continue. Supreme Court, Atuba said, at this moment, we assume the jurisdiction of the court, which the Supreme Court is allowed to do. These are matters you know.
So
but you come and sit here and then present it so that and now assumes the position
a state of execution.
The Supreme Court
when have you seen it granted ex parte before? State of execution. In your practice as a lawyer, have you ever obtained a state of execution ex parte before?
Because
no, you personally have you done
it? The question, you say no.
Have you done it?
Because in my practice as a lawyer, I am yet to represent an agency which is not a party in the court. So you are going by all those orders in CR 47, which is not the same as when Parliament has an issue. It's not the same as when the EC has an issue. In Abu Ramadan, did not give declarative orders. Was it not complied with?
But you are not. So, you are confusing yourself.
No, I'm not confusing. You are rather confusing your case.
Look at the motion paper.
You are rather confusing your case.
Look at the motion paper. That. Randy, this is the motion paper. The people took to court.
Supreme Court has the power.
Look at their own paper.
To determine the matter. Randy, you said to solve the problem.
See the relief.
So if they
Randy,
solve the problem by saying that you come,
that honorable and do a
the release that was sought in the election petition.
All the release that they were seeking.
Was it the release that was granted?
It has nothing to do with Patriarchal.
Then I'm asking you, the release
before the
that was sought
has nothing to do with Patriarchal.
The release that was sought in 2013, is it the release that Sakuba granted?
See the release they took to court. A declaration that upon the true and proper interpretation of the 1993
you rather end up painting a Supreme Court in a
the filing of nomination papers of Isiama, the current independent member of parliament for Formina to contest, does not amount to vacating his seat. The filing by Cynthia Morrison, the filing by Kwejo Asante, all of this, no mention of Peter Pachiaka. But look at the ruling by the court. The court even went beyond what they were asking for, and now said, one, the execution of the ruling of Honorable Speaker, blah, blah, dated so and so, delivered on this, declaring the seat of the following so and so, Honorable Peter Pachiaka, which has nothing to do with even the reliefs that the parties before you were even asking. Look, you see?
Maybe the Supreme Court was applying common sense.
Randy, if it's the common sense approach, tell us. Then we know that it is no longer law. Then we know that we are no longer law.
You see, you use your own strength to battle your own.
It's because you see, if you look at it, and you see, Randy, I have just 30 seconds. Randy, I have seen a situation where we go to court, and the court will ask you, but this thing you are asking, where is it in your process? Where is it in your process?
And then the Supreme Court will do what?
And go out there and look for it and give it to you. Is that what it is? So
that will be for the morning. Up next, Metro Sports.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know we will get there. Boom, boom, ti-boom, ti-boom.